Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of our Minecraft Survival World. We are on Season 2, Episode 2, and last episode we put this together and I think this looks really cool. I still get the feeling, oh man, it's really nice. I feel so immersed in this world already and we've barely got anything done. We've literally just added in these three things. And I've been thinking a bit about and scratching my nose a bit about what I want to do in this episode. Where does the lore go? Because the lore says that we arrived here in our horse and wagon after traveling through the desert. We started living out of our little wagon here. We realized that actually this wasn't good because when it rains, it gets in here. This isn't foolproof. This is wood. This is going to rot. So we needed somewhere a little bit more safer and we found this cave here. This cave wasn't big enough, so we started digging this cave back a bit more just to make it worth it. We put ourselves in some food here because we would need somewhere to eat. We need somewhere to keep warm, but of course digging out all of this required a bit of storage, so he built this just to be able to store the stuff that he got from there in this. And of course we've got fires in there, so we need something to keep them lit with, so he would have a bit of a wood pile nearby, and that's what we've got here. So realistically, where would we go lore-wise from here? What would be the next thing that we would do? Because he wouldn't jump straight into building a village. He wouldn't have the resources. He'd need to get the resources. But if you remember last episode we were flying around and we got attacked by some villagers here. And it got me to thinking, okay, well what about if they are in a nearby town and they attacked us? We're going to need some sort of defenses. And again, how are we going to get defenses? We're just one person. We need to increase our population. We need to get more up, but we can't get any more people because we just have the one. So how would that happen? And well, I remember yesterday I was flying around, just having a look at this area, trying to find myself some cows for the leather. And over here, not too far from us, there is actually a village. And I thought this would be a really cool idea. So, what if that village there, it heard the commotion that was going on here. It heard us fighting those guys and it sent over a couple of guys. Those couple of guys came over here and they were like, oh, hang on a minute. You've been attacked. You need some defenses. But we're not just going to give you our men. What about if you trade us your 2 horses and we'll give you 2 men to help you defend your territory with? After thinking about it, we're going to say that we said, okay, that's a fair trade. Come back in a month and I will give you 2 horses. So now this guy has his 2 horses and he needs to breed these up to get more horses so he could trade them to that village to get more men. I thought that'd make a nice little bit of story and give us a bit of reason. So, what do I want to do in this episode? Well, I want to put in a bit of a wheat field kind of here. Ish where I've cleared out. Somewhere here I'd like to have a bit of a wheat field. Now, I know in Minecraft we use carrots, golden carrots, to breed horses. I'm pretty sure it's golden carrots. But, for the sake of realism, horses, they eat straw, hay, they eat that kind of stuff. So, they would be using that. So we're going to put those fields here. I'm going to put some carrots and some potatoes in this field as well. And maybe dot some berry bushes around the outside. I really want it to blend in. And I'd also like to get a bit of a stable because he would probably have some resources from chopping down the trees and doing what he's doing in this area. He'd probably have some resources and he'd probably build some sort of makeshift stable. So that's kind of what I want to achieve in today's episode. So I'm going to get to work on this field here. I'm looking quite forward to how this is going to look. And then I'll be back with you. Welcome on back, guys. And we've got this field in place. Now, I've used a blend of both oak and spruce fences here. I think just changing up the fences and not having the same fences just makes it look good. I've not brought the pathway over here just yet or over there because I'm just going to talk you guys through what I'm going through at the moment. Just so like what my process is, what I'm thinking about here, because I really do like this. If we go up here, you get a better view and I think it looks really nice and I'm really happy with how simple this is. Now, I've used a mixture of different crops. Now, in the real world, we wouldn't have a mixture of different crops. We'd have wheat fields that have wheat in them, stuff like that. and it'd pretty much be the same. But crops in real life don't always grow at the same speed. They look different, look and vary in height, and it just makes fields look really nice. So by doing different crops here, I think that it gives that kind of effect that we just get different sort of colors in there, different variants, and it just all looks good because there isn't any way to stop crops growing in Minecraft. They're always going to grow to the same height. So I kind of like this. Makes the field look a little bit more worn down than what it actually is. And I'm sort of thinking about where we put the stables. And I'm thinking possibly here, like if we carried this road on and brought the road around the field here and put the stable on this side of the field. I think that's what I want to do. The main problem that I'm facing with deciding where I want to put the stable is this terrain. It goes down here. And I did have the idea of possibly bringing this up. But I don't think that I actually want to bring this all up to the same height. I'd like to try and work with the terrain being a different height like this. Now, it's alright bringing some of it up, but not all of it. If we bring all of it up, it's going to be one flat land, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep the interest there. So we may have to move this nether portal, and I may have to just sort of dig this hill back some and do some terraforming. I think I definitely want to do that. I definitely want to sort of bring this back a little bit like to there, I think. So that we don't have such a big gouge out there, a big like hill or something. And I kind of like that. I think we need to terraform this a little bit more. But if we were to come here and say have sort of like a field and a stable here. Yeah, I think I'd rather like that. So I'll probably want to put the stable here and then... What are we looking at height-wise? Yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be the height-wise. So I'm going to get to some more work on this stable. And when I got a little bit of something to show you, I'll bring you on back. Welcome back, folks. And I thought I'd bring you back for a bit of a progress update. This is the stable so far. Now, what I'd like with this stable is I don't want it to feel like a big, huge block or structure that's blocking our view. I very much want this to be open. We've got this pretty much open. And you can see now that these have grown. This is kind of the effect that I'm going for in this field. So I don't know if I want to plant some more in these empty spaces or just sort of like leave them be for now. You know, we'll sort of see. I want to go through here and plant it. Now, I do know that you'd probably only have like one crop in a field at any one time. We've had multiple crops. This isn't how you do it in real life. But I just like the effect that each of these crops just gives a slight different sort of grown texture. Like we've got a thinny grass here. We've got a smaller one with the carrots. And it just helps break up that one big block of a like wheat field. Now I am growing wheat more practically over there, just on the horizon, just over there, because I do want to use hay bales in this build. But let's go and have a little bit more of a look at this, because I do want, like I said, I don't want it to be a big blocky structure. I actually want you to be able to like see mostly through this, but I do still want it to have some sort of shape to it. So this is sort of like the base shape that we're going for. Hey there, creeper. There's always a creeper in your build, isn't there? You know, you build a build and a creeper just comes and like, hey, I want to be the first patron here. Let me check this out. So we're going to have like 3 stalls, and the stalls are going to start here. And we're going to put the horses in here, 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll have 3 this side. I do need to go and get some horses for this. I don't think I'm going to fill it to the brim with horses yet. I think I'm just going to put a couple in there. I want to breed them up and have some sort of like training ground so we can get ourselves some really good horses out the back here. And I think that's kind of what I want to focus on today. I'm going to get some more work done on this stable. And then when I got some more progress update to show you, I'll bring you on back. Welcome on back, folks. And this is more or less the finished product. I've tried to use a lot of fence gates here because I still want us to be able to see through it. There's still up here that I need to tackle, and I'm going to do that in a moment. But I kind of wanted to bring you back and show you what I've been getting to down here and talk about something that I'm going to be doing shortly. So let's start from the outside and have a look at it. I've used a combination of oak fences and oak gates just to sort of get this like effect here. We could actually just open that up to give us a bit more, but I definitely wanted to be able to see through. I did try putting stairs here, but I didn't like it. I like the fence posts better myself. And I also tried using the stairs here, making like a circle, but I didn't like that, so I went for the T, kind of like the eye, if you will. And I like this. This looks really good. It really, really does. So let's talk about the floor and what I'm going to be doing in a moment. So, this is podzol. Podzol is like a leafy, grassy texture. That's what podzol actually is, but I'm not using it as that. You see, horses, they need to go to the bathroom. And that stuff gets all over the floor in a stable, and that's what this is symbolizing here. This is symbolizing a horse going to the bathroom. And as we get into the stalls, you can see there's quite a bit in here where, you know, they trod the hay up. They'd mash all that up and mix in with it all. Bit of a dirty stable, this. We've got one of the stalls is dedicated to keeping hay in it. We got a bunch of wheat in here. And over here, we've got like a utility closet with a couple of wheelbarrows. I saw this in a video by Whip, and I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea to use these as sort of wheelbarrows. And I've taken it one step forward by adding one with a bit of a hay to it. This one has some hay in it, and I did want to add one with this as well. Let's try that. Well, where's thing? And all I'm doing to make these is just taking whatever I want to use as the back of it, throwing on a fence gate to the front of it, and then opening up the fence gate. And I think that looks really cool, you know, as just like a little wheelbarrow. I mean, it's the best that we can do in Minecraft. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The big thing, the wheat that's in the ground, the hay bales. This is really, really vibrant and bright. The texture for the hay bale is just so hay-like. Like, look at this. This side is like good. It's like a dark, but the top is just like so vibrant in contrast with everything else. So I think I want to just take a tad of the saturation out of this and edit the texture pack. But if I'm going to do that, I'm going to change a couple of things that I don't like about the texture pack, which is also these campfires. I want to try and remove this from the bottom of them. So I'm debating doing that now or leaving it to do between episodes. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, let's move on to what else I want to accomplish this episode. Out here, I would like a bit of a field where the horses can graze. So I think I need to go get some dirt to bring this up. I need to go mining for some dirt, and our shovel has definitely seen better days. So I think I'm going to reduce this hill somewhat. I don't like this hill too much. It feels too much enclosed, and there's like a bunch of dirt that I can gather from here to bring that up. And I'd like to have a bit of a field out the back here. That's something that I want to accomplish before the end of this episode. And in addition to that, I also want to do up there. We'll get that done as well. I want to bring this pathway sort of around here and just sort of going down here and maybe to about here just in front of the stable. I think that's what I want to do. So I'm going to get some more work done on this and I'll bring you on back. I had to think about things and decided the first thing I was going to knock off on the list was the road. So we've got the road coming around now. It goes up here, down here, and around here. And again, I brought some of the sort of aesthetics of in here out here, imagining that this will get sort of trodden in. I think I want to just sort of dirty this up a little bit more. Yeah, I kind of like that. Just so it looks pretty cool like that. And that kind of like goes, oh geez, we're on a berry bush there. And that brings us into there, and the road's going to go off around here. I've made this sort of like the edge of my boundary today. And I do this when I build, and I do recommend that you do this. Pick a boundary and stick to it, because sometimes when you're building a project, it's so easy just to keep on going and going, you know, taking this road all the way around here. But I don't know what's going to come over here yet. We haven't decided that. I haven't written the law for that yet. We've brought some of this wheat field down here as well. We've got a couple of pieces of wheat dotted around and some berry bushes that do need to grow up. And I tried taking off the beacon. The beacon is still showing, but the haste effect is no longer active, and I took that off because every time I bone meal I was getting too tall grass, and I thought maybe that was why, but it wasn't. We were still getting too tall grass, so every piece of grass here that's been placed I've had to go and get with the shears, so it's taken a fair bit of time to do, but we've managed to do it. So last bit, I still need to work on the texture pack. Last bit, actually I think what I'll do with the texture pack is I'll make a list of changes and then do them all in one bunch rather than doing them right now. I think that'll probably be the best. Next and last thing then would be this field out here where the horses will come and graze, which means I need to get some dirt and some grass. I think I'm going to bring this up just one tall here. I'm going to go ahead and fill the bottom bit in. All where it's just one block, I'll fill it in. But where it's 2 blocks, so I can get underneath here later on and actually fill this in later. I'll do later when I have the dirt to spare. But I'd like a little bit of a field here to graze. I think that'll look really, really cool. So I'm going to get on that. But one thing that I do want to point out real quickly, that you may have noticed that we haven't done this sort of bit here. This bit is mostly untouched. We threw in a couple of bushes either side. But I left this bit because what I'm thinking is we've got a cave there. We might have another smaller one here that's actually going to house the nether portal inside it. It'd be nice to have a little bit of a cave just here. Just a smaller one. Nothing grand like that. Just a smaller one with the nether portal in it. And then, you know, if we move the nether portal later, it's still just a small minor cave with just a couple of things in it. So, you know, I'm going to work on that later on project on its own. I've already spent 2 days working on this, so I'm going to get some more work done. I'm going to get that field out there done. Then I'll be back with you. Welcome on back, folks. And it is finished. We've got this stable all done, and I am really proud with how this has turned out. It looks lovely. We've got ourselves some horses here. Got some black and some white uns and a mixture of both there. I think he's really cool. Really like this one. One of them is a really fast horse, and one of them is a really good jumping horse. So we've probably got a couple that we can breed together there to get better stats. And we are going to make ourselves like a really good horse at some point by breeding these up. But let's just sort of like go over what I've done here. So we've got a couple of hay bales up here so they can heat. I put in a boulder just to sort of like break this up a bit. I did want to have this be part of the fence. Like the farmer, he brought the fence into the boulder and then out of it the other side. But then as nice as that would be, you know, with all these stairs and these slabs and whatnot, it's going to be super easy for the horses just to simply ride up there. Is he one of our horses? I'm not sure. We'll have to go out and find out. One of them did escape. I did have these up against the fence here and they could escape. A couple got out and I had to bring them back in. But they seem to be all in now, apart from that one, if Shift has noticed. So we'll go and see if that was tamed later. I also added in the world's ugliest tree. And I am really bad at doing trees. I really suck badly at trees. And it's because I haven't done that many. You know, I've only just this past like month started doing them. And I've not even done them that often. You know, I've done one style in my modded survival world, which I rather like that style. But I didn't want to use that style here. We've got a different style here. And the ones that I'm alright at are those skinny trees that we've used over there. You can sort of see the spruce leaves up there. With just a fence post. We've done a couple of those. So I've not really done that many trees in my Minecraft career. So I need to do them to get better at them. I get better by trial and error. You know, building on what I did before and learning stuff from it. So maybe I'll take this up a little bit more. Maybe bring it up to a bit of a point. Maybe I wouldn't have it so small. I think this is a bit too small. Maybe we'd take it up a bit more. I've learned from this tree. It is what I'm trying to say. And then over here, we've got a couple of watering pots. Now, one thing that I like to do, a lot of people, they'll put a cauldron down, they'll put water in it and be done with it. I give myself a couple of glass bottles and I'll take a bit out just so there's like, you know, you can see this one's down a bit, this one's down a bit as well. You know, they're going to be drinking it. It's not going to be full all the time, is it? So, you know, we've also got that going on in the pens. If you look in the pens, you know, this one's got a full one. Over here, I think this one's quite empty. Yeah. We've got one that is completely empty. I've also used a mixture of hoppers and thingamabobs and cauldrons for this, just to break it up. I'm trying to use the same things, but break it up some. You know, we got a few wheelbarrows going around here, which I really, really like. But yeah, now they've not tried to get over this. I don't know if this is going to stay functional for much longer. I may have to put another trapdoor on top of here. But even if they do get in here, it's not a big deal as long as they don't get out there. So we'll see about that. They haven't tried to get... Oh, this one's tried. This one's saying like, oh. No, he doesn't seem to want to go out here. Maybe because this is hanging down and this fence is here, it can't see enough space to jump. Maybe. I don't know on that one. We'll have to see. But before I end this episode, guys, I just want to talk a little bit about the future of this series. I like to do this at the end of each episode. So I'll talk about where I'm going with what I'm thinking of. And if we just come back up here. So we got a couple of villagers as per our trade. I don't know if I'm actually going to physically bring villagers down here. Or if it's just going to be in the law. Now the population of this place is 3. I've decided what we're going to do is have like a big farming settlement here. It's not going to be so much a village as it is sort of like a hamlet that's dedicated purely to farming. So we've got the stable here. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a farmhouse. Maybe a mill, a water mill for power or something. I don't know. Something like that I'm thinking here. I want a 1 wide fence, you know, not a 3-1, but like a 1 wide wall going around it a little bit just to sort of frame it off from the rest of the world. And, you know, the vision is that's going to be something simple to do and not too difficult. So that's kind of where we're at with the lore in this place. It's definitely going to be some sort of like farming settlement as opposed to a full-blown village and city. And then where are we going to go after that? Well, 1.16 brings out the Nether update. And like a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, they are all saying the same thing that I was thinking, and that's that they don't want to build a kingdom in the Nether just because it's so dark in there, and it is. And a lot of them have the same idea that I do, and that's like something reaching out and infecting the world from it. And if we come over here, we've got a village. So this is going to be like the future lore. This place, oh my god, there's 8 barrels here. I didn't need it. I just spent like hours waiting for hay to grow, and it's there. But anyway, so the lore is once we take this village is going to get overrun by those people that attacked us, and they are going to change this into there as they start worshipping a new demonic god, and that demonic god is going to spread out from this swamp. And I just think that, you know, like the dark colours of the swamp, the murky, horrible colours, going to fit well with like an orc kingdom, a hobgoblin kingdom. And I think we're going to, you know, we'll probably tear this village down and rebuild it over it in the swamp. But it'll be like a village transformation, but in an orc style. I don't want to do the vanilla village like this, you know, with pointed roofs and stuff like this. I mean, this isn't bad, but I want to do like an orc kingdom over here. And I've not done a village transformation, so not since a modded series, I think was the last time I did one. So I'd like to do that here. I think it'll look really, really cool. And just to have them orcs involved as well would be really, really nice. And the orcs are going to be the Vindicators that attacked us, or those, what are the Illagers that attacked us in the last one. Maybe they come through and they corrupt these guys. So that is definitely something that, you know, I want to do. And that's what I like about playing Minecraft. You get so inspired by so many random things. But I really, really want to do like an orc kingdom. And the wood that's in the new Nether update, the like crimson logs and stuff, I think they're going to really lend itself really well to that sort of settlement. And I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I'm getting dangerously close to rambling here. So I'm going to wrap this episode up here, guys. If you've enjoyed it, please do consider leaving a like, because it really helps out the channel and I really do appreciate it. So please do leave that like and click subscribe if you want to see more from me. Guys, I'm Casey. I want to thank you so much. The support on the last episode of this has brought in some new subscribers, and I'm really, really thankful for that. So thank you so much. I'm really glad to see that the effort that I'm putting into YouTube now is really paying off. The views are skyrocketing. We're doing really well for a very small channel, and I couldn't be happier making YouTube videos. So thank you for that, guys. I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much. Anyway, guys, I'm Casey. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, I wish I could just properly show you around this place with shaders. Oh, it just looks so nice. But my frame rate is atrocious with shaders on. But just a little Easter egg at the end of this episode for you guys. That's what it looks like with shaders on in all of its terrible frame ratey glory. But hey, we got to go somewhere, haven't we?